Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a really extraordinary moment in recent political history.
Yeah, that summer of 2024.
Yeah.
Still feels pretty recent.
It does. When President Biden stepped back from the re-election race, it just threw everything into chaos, didn't it?
Complete uncertainty. And that's where the book we're looking at today, 107 Days, Kamala Harris's race for the presidency, really picks up. The excerpts paint this picture of America instantly. At a crossroads, as they put it.
Crossroads.
And what we're diving into here isn't just, the political story. It's almost a stress test. How does leadership, how does strategy even function under that kind of impossible compressed timeline?
Yeah, impossible feels like the right word. So our mission today is to really dig into the sources that cover these 107 days. Because this wasn't your typical campaign, not a marathon, like you said. It was a sprint. Just sheer pressure, speed, launching a national campaign in, less than 4 months?
From a standing start, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. So we need to pull out the details, the specific choices they made, the anecdotes, the quotes the author uses to capture this whirlwind.
And I think the key thing for you listening is understanding that 107-day limit.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a date on a calendar, it was everything.
Yeah.
It dictated every single decision. It was the campaign's biggest weakness, you could argue.
But maybe it's strength, too.
Well, yeah, ultimately, maybe. But think about it, no time to build the usual infrastructure, the years of groundwork.
Right.
It was 107 days to convince a whole country, starting from pretty much zero right after this huge political shockwave. The clock was already ticking loud before she even, formally jumped in.
So that timeline, 107 days, it's like the main character of this whole story. We got to keep that front and center as we look at everything they did. Okay, so let's rewind to those first few hours, right after Biden's announcement. The sources talk about more than just a power vacuum, it sounds like. The whole country just stopped for a second.
Yeah, suspended animation is a good way to put it. The book really hammers home the speed of it all. It wasn't like, let's see who throws their hat in the ring. No, it was an instant high-stakes void. The sources frame it as genuine uncertainty about what happens next.
And the party leadership must have been panicking.
Well, yeah, the book suggests their big fear wasn't just losing in November. It was losing momentum right then.
Okay.
They needed someone fast who could step in, unify the Democrats, because the base is diverse, right, without triggering some messy internal primary fight that would just eat up those precious days.
And that's where the focus immediately seemed to land on Vice President Harris, even though other names might have been floated briefly.
Right. The sources say within hours, literally hours, Harris's name wasn't just a name, it was becoming the focus, the logical choice for the established party machinery.
Why so quickly, though? What did the sources say made her the immediate default?
Well, think about the practicalities. The analysis points out that as VP, she already had certain things in place. Name recognition, obviously,
Sure.
but also institutional knowledge, some level of Secret Service protection already, the ability to start fundraising almost immediately. These are logistical things that nobody else could just conjure up overnight in that kind of time frame.
That makes sense. So the structure was sort of there, even if the campaign wasn't.
Kind of. A skeleton, maybe?
Okay, which brings us to that moment the book describes the call coming to her at home. It sounds like less of a discussion and more of a transfer of immense responsibility.
Yeah, the author portrays it with a real sense of historical weight. This is the moment the party's expectations and what they saw as the massive stakes of the election just landed right on her.
And the message wasn't subtle.
No. The analysis really stresses that the pressure from everywhere, aides, supporters, key party figures, it all boiled down to this single urgent message. It's your time.
Not would you like to run, but it's your time.
Yeah. Exactly. Less an invitation, more like a draft notice. A declaration that history was calling, basically forcing her hand into running this campaign under, frankly, the worst possible conditions.
So if the outside message was, it's your time, inside, she must have immediately grasped the implications, the cost of speed, as the